Greetings, my friends, and welcome to Once Upon a Pipe. I am sitting here on what was a very hot, very humid, muggy, sticky Kentucky summer day with blue skies and burning up, and now it has turned to really quite cloudy and overcast. Of course, it's because I just got my truck cleaned up, so I'm anticipating some rain maybe. But here's what I want to share with you. I just left Schwab's, my local brick and mortar, and I've been going to Schwab's since I was 15, 16 years old, right? So I had some time to kill, and like any other brick and mortar, it's not just the stuff that they keep on the shelves and the tobacco in the jars and the pipes in the display case, but it's the people. So I'd go by and say hello to John and Jeff. Jeff wasn't there today, but I got to spend some time with John. And I figured, well, while I'm here, I'll just pick up a couple ounces of some of my favorite blends. So I noticed as I was looking through the jars, I did not see some of my favorite blends anymore. For example, dark rum. Now, I've mentioned dark rum on here before. It was definitely my favorite aromatic at Schwab's. That stuff was incredible. I would like that during my son's football practice. I could be on one end of the field and people who don't even smoke a pipe would come up to me and ask me, what is that? It smelled so good. Yeah, dark rum was quite the blend. So there is no more dark rum. And if I had known that dark rum was going to be no more, I would have bought the entire jar. I don't know how many ounces in that jar, but I would have bought the entire thing. Today, I still have my wonderful tamper, Deerhorn antler tamper. That sounds weird. Love this thing, man. I carry this with me every single day. It's in my pocket. Take it to church with me. It stays in my pocket. But if I'd known that dark rum was going to disappear, I would have, like I say, bought the whole thing. Island cocoa, it's gone. No more dark rum, no more island cocoa. It's all gone. So what John was telling me is that stuff disappeared when, I think it's called Great Cigars. Anyways, they own the company that makes the ingredients for dark rum and all of those blends actually that they have there. They're no longer making that ingredient, so dark rum is done. How about this? And like I say, dark rum is just a rich, flavorful, beautiful aromatic. The room note was a 5 out of 5. The 10 note, a 5 out of 5. Very smooth. On the English side, my favorite blend at Schwab is something called the Graduate. And it's gone. No more. Actually, I just bought the last of the Graduate. Whatever was left in the jar, that's what came home with me. Let me show you if I can reach back here. this. Oh no, it's John's English. This is what I'm smoking today, my friends. John's English. And this is Bayou Dell. This is a very rich English. I'll tell you what that's going to replace in a second, but this is what I want to get to. Come on. Come on out of here. All right. This is it. This, my friends, is the Graduate. My favorite English blend at Schwab's. No more. This literally is it. I am holding in my hand the last little bit of this blend, and it will never be made again. And that makes me very sad. What else was there? Oh yeah. If you're ever in this area, if you're local or if you're just passing by, Schwab's. Right off Southland Drive. Now, this Bayou Dell, I haven't smoked this yet, but this is pretty rich. I mean, it's going to be about a 5 out of 5 on the 10 note. That is replacing yet another blend that will no longer be made, and that's Island Cocoa. Island now still have some dark rum at home. I still have some Island Cocoa, but they're no longer gonna be made. Just, I don't know. You know, you get these blends, and when they go out and when they're done, they're done. It's amazing how I start to connect memories with those blends. And then, you know, suddenly I'm like very fond of them in a sentimental way, because I know that they're no longer going to be there. When they're sitting on the shelf and I know that I can go in there and get them anytime, I still like them, but it's just a different feeling when you know that it's no longer there or no longer will be available. And yeah, that's how it is. Man, very sad. I tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of when McClellan went out and Frog Morton was no more. You guys remember Frog Morton? Frog Morton on the town, Frog Morton on the bayou, the classic Frog Morton. Thankfully, I still have 6 tins of Frog Morton, which when I originally purchased them were about $8.95 or $8.75 a tin. Now, if I find them, they're about anywhere from $90 to $100 and up for those little tins. Two of the tins that I have are open, and I bet I've only smoked 2 bowls at the most out of each one of them. So there is a lot of tobacco left in that. And then the other 4 have never been opened. And I think I've got McClellan's 40th anniversary. That's an unopened tin. I don't know how much that's worth. That could be probably $200. But anyways, just thinking about these wonderful blends that are just disappearing is, gosh, it's kind of saddening. And honestly, right now, there's not, I don't know that anything's going to take the place of the graduate. There was another blend that Schwab's had that was a light English. It was probably toward the top of my top 5 blends of all time from anywhere, brick and mortar or online. And that was called Marish. It was a light English. And the reason I loved it so much was because it smoked so unbelievably clean. No tongue bite. The room note was perfect. It was not strong, but it was there. It was noticeable. And for an English blend, it was something that my wife actually not just said, oh, that's okay, but she actually liked it. And Marish disappeared. So I'm kind of curious. For those of you who still go to your local brick and mortar, those of you who are fortunate enough to have a brick and mortar to go to, are you noticing, or have you noticed any blends that you really like that have disappeared? If so, have they been replaced? Have you found another blend that's comparable? You know, probably not as good as what you've missed, or that's no longer being produced, but something to get you by. This blend here, the Bayou, that might be a semi replacement for Island Cocoa and Dark Rum, but it's not gonna, I mean, no, it is not gonna be a dark rum. Well, that's it. I just want to share that with you. As always, I thank you for tuning in to Once Upon a Pipe. I look forward to seeing you on the next round, and do well till then. And I tell you what, if you find something that's in your local brick and mortar that's going out, you better get it, because when it's gone, it's gone. See you next time.